Hey guys, this is Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and here's a quick look at the HTC One X. This is HTC's new flagship quad-core smartphone, and it is pretty kick-ass. Just to get you started off, this is what comes with the box. You get a pair of headphones in white. You get white colored charger cables and a charger, and you get this little iPhone-like thingamajig. Similar to the iPhone, which you push this in here and your micro SIM card pops out. It's also the first HTC device to use a micro SIM card, and yeah, that's about it from the retail package. You also get this very cool little sticker thing on top that says that the HTC One is the one you've been waiting for. Yay. Alright, so yeah, moving on to design. The design is definitely very nice. I have been very critical about HTC's designs before, but what you have here is very minimalistic and quite nice looking. You can see that the back is very bare, just the Beats Audio branding right there, and the 8 megapixel camera with a single LED flash. You have the micro USB port right there to charge the device and for connectivity. At the top you have a 3.5 mm audio jack as usual, a power and screen lock button, and that's about it for controls. You also have volume controls here, but that's about it. So yeah, very cool. You have your earpiece here at the top, front facing camera, and you'll notice because the HTC One X does run ice cream sandwich, there's only 3 controls here. This is the recent app views, which brings up the recent apps, the menu button, and the back button. So yes, very minimalistic, very nice. It's all made out of polycarbonate, so it is very good build quality. I would say it's Nokia levels of build quality. It's really that good. And I have been more critical about HTC's designs than anybody else, so this is definitely a first for me. It is definitely a very good looking phone, and yeah, it's I don't know what else to say. It's really good build quality, and if someone told me this is an HTC phone a year ago, I probably wouldn't have believed them. But yeah, good stuff. It measures 134 by 69 by 8.9 millimeters, so it is a little wide, but it is very slim, so it's easy enough to use, and the curve of the back means that you can hold it properly in your hand when you're using it. It weighs about 130 grams, so it is a little light, not too heavy. It's also worth mentioning that there is no removable battery. This is one entire unit, so you can't remove the battery if you want to. There's also no micro USB card on this. You just get 32 GB of built-in memory instead, which might be annoying for some folks, but it didn't annoy me too much because I've been using a lot of Windows phones and the iPhone for so long that I'm kind of used to this. It seems to be a trend in the current Android handsets anyway, so it's not a big deal, but yeah, it might be annoying for some people. Alright, so moving on to the hardware. Underneath the polycarbonate shell you have Tegra 3 quad-core processor. I think I can run quadrant scores here just to show you. This is how fast it is. It is really fast. This is compared to Galaxy Tab and the Galaxy Nexus. So it is definitely super fast. The quad-core processor is definitely working its little butt off. It's clocked at 1.5 gigahertz with 1 GB of RAM to back it up, and like I said before, there's 32 GB of internal memory, but no expandable storage. There's also NFC built in and Bluetooth, so you can use the Android Beam feature, for example. There's also Wi-Fi Direct, and Bluetooth 4.0 is enhanced with a feature called aptX for better Bluetooth quality via audio. Of course, the most amazing thing, and the thing that really catches your eye, is that huge, beautiful display. It's a 4.7-inch display with a high resolution pixel density of 312 ppi at a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels. So it is very nice. The fonts are really sharp and defined, and all the fine details are very nice. I like how even the menu and everything is really nice and neat and tidy. It is definitely one of the most impressive screens we've seen so far. It's a super LCD screen, so it isn't as the blacks are not as deep as on an AMOLED screen, for example, but it is very, very nice. I would say it's one of the best screens we've seen. Not the best, but easily one of the best, because it does produce some impressive colors, and it is really clear even in direct sunlight. So it is worth saying that it is one heck of a good screen. But yeah, moving on to the software, you'll notice that this is Android 4.0, but completely skinned with HTC's Sense UI. There are various things that HTC has put in, of course, since they usually mess with every level of Android, and this is no different. But you will notice though that it's a lot lighter than any other version of HTC Sense before it. I actually kind of liked it, because I used to criticize them a lot before for Sense being too annoying to use and maybe a little bit too heavy. But it is really lightweight. Look at that. It's really fast. Everything works really nice, and it's not as cluttered as Sense usually used to be. So yeah, it's not really too bad. There's an apps tray icon in the middle, flanked by two other shortcuts that you can choose on the other side. These shortcuts are also shown in the lock screen, and you can directly jump to them for, well, when you unlock. So it is very, very cool. Apart from that, you also see the home screen. There's actually there's no trace of that blue Tron-like ice cream sandwich Android 4.0 look that used to be there. It's all HTC Sense, and it's all completely different. It also has HTC's own widgets, and well, it is really nice. When you first start up the One X, actually, you're invited to sign into Facebook and Twitter and all these different services, which I can quickly show you over here. So yeah, as you can see, there's a huge list of services that you can sign into when you first turn on your HTC One X. There's also a special deal going on with Dropbox, where they'll give you 23 GB of more storage. But of course, it only lasts 24 months, but definitely a nice thing to have. Apart from that, what else can I talk about? You can also search for apps within the app tray, which is very useful if you want to catch, if you're trying to look for that one app that you install and you can't find it. And there's also the lock screen, of course, cannot forget about that. HTC's famous lock screen, where you can unlock to any feature. Everything's very HTC Sense-like. It's just been improved a lot. Also worth mentioning is that the notifications area has been cleared up quite a lot. There's no more tabbed interface, and you have a nice little icon right there to get to the settings menu in case you need to get to any settings. And the settings menu itself also has quick toggles on it, so it does work out pretty well. What you have is a very nice minimalistic UI. Now, in native ice cream sandwich, the way multitasking is handled is you get a list of apps in a vertical arrangement, while here, when you press the recent apps button, you get a list of your recent apps, but they are organized horizontally, like as is usual with the HTC way of doing things. As you can see, it works really fast, so there's no complaints as such, and you can easily move to any one of your recent apps, like just press it and it goes back there. So it is very cool, it is very fast. I still think the way native ice cream sandwich does it is faster, but this isn't too bad at all. You also notice that since the menu button is no longer present at the bottom, there are these three little dots that represent the more options menu, both in the main menu and in different apps. An old complaint is still present though, that HTC prefers that you use their locations. I can't find it right here, but if you tap on any link to a location, HTC will force you to use the Locations app instead of the Google Maps app, which just seems silly to me, but there you go. Of course, there is an app on the Android market that will fix this, so it's not a big problem. But Yeah, apart from that, I actually don't have too many complaints about Sense version 4. It is actually really nice. You can, as I don't know, maybe it's the screen, but it just looks really clean and really nice. So yeah, of course I do wish they used more uniform icons. I'm not a fan of the different icons anymore, but that's more of a complaint of Android than of anything else. But yeah, maybe they could have also made better use of the screen. There aren't, you can still fit just about 12 or I think about 15, I'm not sure, 16 icons, just like in older devices like the Sensation XE or the Sensation XL. Apparently this is due to the fact that on HTC Sense the whole screen is divided into zones, and these zones are just basically bigger now because the icons are also bigger. But something that's really worth mentioning though is the crazy keyboard. The keyboard is really huge on the, look at that, it is big. The problem though is that when you're typing you get less space to see what you're typing because of the keyboard. It is really big. Even in landscape mode it is pretty huge. Of course this does mean though that it's very easy to type with the keyboard, and there is autocorrect too to help you out with it. Oops. So yeah, no complaints, really nice keyboard, I kinda like it. So yes, the browser itself has been improved quite a lot. The UI has gotten even more simpler. Everything's at the top now. You can just tap the menu button for more options. You can also enable Flash Player, which is coincidentally is disabled by default, or you can always choose to just view the desktop sites by default. Everything works really nice, no complaints. I really like the browsers on Android, so not really a big deal. You can also install the Chrome beta because this is Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich after all. So yeah, good stuff. Moving on, there's also Beats Audio built in, which I can't show you right now because I don't YouTube to pull my video, but the music player is now a music hub of all the installed online services you have. So you can play any music and it'll use Beats Audio system-wide. So you can get Beats Audio on Spotify or BBC iPlayer, for example, when you're playing it in. Beats Audio only works via headphones and via Bluetooth audio, so you will only get that feature, and you get a nice little notification that pops up there that says Beats Audio enabled. The Beats Audio does make a bit of a difference. There are no Beats headphones provided with this device, unfortunately, maybe just because of our review in it. But it is quite nice, it makes a big difference in my opinion. It's a little bass heavy, but it's not too bad at all. I definitely liked it. You can check out our blog post for more details on that. Moving on to the camera, my favorite feature of any phone. The camera is really good. It's true that it is one of the best cameras on Android right now. It's really fast to take a picture. You can just tap that and the picture is already taken. It is definitely super fast, and even recording video is really fast. You can just tap that and start recording video. You'll notice that both these icons are always on the screen. That's because you can basically record video and then take a picture while you're recording the video. A very cool feature that HTC really hyped up quite a lot. So definitely like the camera. Pretty good build, pretty good quality camera. It's not the best we've used, but it is definitely one of the best on Android. You can check out our blog post for more pictures and more details on the camera. There's a whole bunch of things in the camera that I really liked. For example, there's continuous burst mode just by pressing and holding the shutter button, and a couple other things. Really worth reading about it because I can't show you all of that right now because this video is getting really long. But yeah, apart from that, the video, like I said, you can record in full HD 1080p at 30 frames per second. There's also a front-facing camera, which is kind of useless, not so great quality, but then what do you expect from a front-facing camera anyway? Moving on quickly to battery life. You would think with a screen this huge and a profile that slim, the battery life wouldn't be that much. And don't forget, this is running a quad-core processor, and there's just a 1800 mAh battery, which isn't much at all. But surprisingly, it does perform pretty well. I managed to get through a full day of moderate or light usage. On a heavy usage, you'll get through maybe half a day. You'll still want to charge this every day, but it's surprisingly not as bad as I expected it to be. So yes, the conclusion, should you get the HTC One X? I think this is by far the best Android phone I've ever used. This is counting a lot of other phones. If anyone asked me which phone to get right now and they said that money is not a problem for them, I would definitely recommend the HTC One X. It is a beautiful piece of device. It's just really nice build quality. HTC's really worked on their image. It's a whole new HTC now. The Sense UI has been cleaned up a lot. The design is beautiful. The display is really nice. I'm actually shocked to say this because I'm usually not the guy who doesn't recommend HTC phones. But this is, I mean, I have my main SIM card in here and I was very proudly walking around Delhi with this. So you can tell I really like this phone. But hey, don't take my word for it. Check out the entire blog post on unleashthephones.com. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. My verdict is that you should go out and buy this phone if you want the best Android phone that you can get right now. But yeah, that's about it.